Good evening. I am the mainly digger. Since there's no one watching, I started earlier. Then it said it because I had time. Um, yeah. So I went to Carlisle Army Barracks today. It's where we go for appointments and stuff like that. It's in Carlisle. Uh, cool. A lot of history there. It's a war college. I've been there a couple of times. Um, I've been there a lot. I haven't done a video there though. Yeah, it was a school for the indigenous Native Americans. Like the U.S. government would take their kids and put them into the school back in I don't know 1900s, 1800s, 1900s. Um, I got one viewer, but yeah, it's a war college. It's where officers go to learn how to be officers in the military, and there's multiple different um, there's officers there from multiple different nations. Hey, exploring with CF, how you doing? But the Haitian the Haitian exhibit there is probably it's really I enjoy it because not only does it explain why or what they were there for, they were captured and prisoners of war and used for labor, but it also covers the all of Carlisle, like all the whole history. Oh, that where are you from? But yeah, I'll have to check your stream out after I'm done here. Um, but yeah, Carlisle Army Barracks is amazing. It's just fun to go to. There's a lot of history there, and I was going to cover. They have a track there that was used for like horses and cavalry and stuff like that. But it's now it's just a right like it's a running track, and the stables are now a gym. And there's no, I mean, it looks old, but it's not really that. What is up? I lived in Illinois when I was younger, like by the naval base. Ian, how are you doing? Um, but yeah, I lived in Illinois. I was young. It wasn't for that long. My both my parents were in the Navy, so one of them was stationed there. Um, but yeah, I don't remember much. I was young. I just remember like where we lived. But yeah, Carlisle, if you ever come to uh, Carlisle, go to Carlisle Army Barracks. You can go. You got to go to the visitor center and get a pass. As long as you don't have any criminal record going back 10 years, you can get on post. I am. I'm pretty good. I didn't get out detecting today. I had to go do adult stuff, um, appointments and whatnot. But I did get to go to Carlisle. That's kind of where I was. There's a whole bunch of history in the area anyway. So I want to do a vlog about Carlisle itself and the raids during the Civil War. But I just wanted to get home. Rock. I'll have to look that up. Um, but yeah, Carlisle's something else. And there's so much history in the army barracks by itself. It was a British settlers like strong point, and then the British kind of took it over, and then we took it from the British. I can't wait to retire. I cannot wait. I'm only 36, and I'm counting down the days already. It's gonna be a while, but I'm counting down the days. Yeah, it is not dry heat at all. I've been here for a year, and I was here during the summer last year too, or the beginning of this end of last year. I was here in June, July, August, and man, I'm not looking forward to that mugginess, that heat. Maine has mugginess, but it isn't like there's always a lake or a body of water nearby. Yeah, at first I miss my summers as a kid in Maine and even in Arizona. Just exploring stuff, going to the deserts. But yeah, Maine was fun growing up. So much to explore, so much woods and just general trouble, not bad trouble, but trouble to get into. I do not like the humid. I do not like humid. I'm not like the. It seems the older I get, the less humid weather I like. Yeah, I wasn't. I was too smart for my own good when I was younger, but talked myself in more trouble than I should have. Talked myself in and out of more trouble than I should have. But it is what it is. Dry heat diggers. Uh, yeah, it's I cannot. I like weather-wise and like seeing my family. I can't wait to go back to Maine. But yeah, like and even like I like in Maine. I work at Bath Iron Works. They make maple ships. I like my job there. I just I don't want to work anymore. I'm getting to the point where I'd rather do fun stuff and have a hobby and stuff like that. But that's not how you make money. It is. It's a good job. I'm a tinsmith. I worked at Portsmouth Naval Shipyard, which is in Kittery, which is right on the border of Maine and New Hampshire. And I was a I can't remember, I think it was like I was learning how to weld, and because of the military, I couldn't take some of the tests, so I did ship fitting. I learned how to be a ship fitter. I was there for a year, and then I took a job because my wife wanted to move back to Waterville, where she's from, and learn how to. I took a job at BIW. I love Maine summers, and I used to love Maine winters, but like man, I don't. I hate shoveling snow. I hate plowing snow. Snow and freezing weather is not my friend anymore. Like I'm starting to get arthritis and stuff like that. Rob Random. I'm starting to get arthritis in my fingers and my hands, my ankles, and that man, the cold weather isn't my thing anymore. Is not my jam. But waking up early to go shovel, no, not at all. I don't know. Maybe I'll move someday when I actually retire. I'll move out back to Tucson or back to Arizona, but we'll see. I don't know. That's a long way off. I still have kids that are 8, and my kids are 8 and 3. So we'll see how it goes. Um, Plans for tomorrow. I don't no adulting tomorrow at all. I'm on vacation or on leave. Go metal detecting or go exploring or do whatever I want. I cannot wait. Um, and like I'm probably gonna do some metal detecting at the Kennedy Estate. The thing about the Kennedy Estate is the property owner has a farmer come hay the field, and like the hay the hay hasn't grown up. Like it's thick, but it's not thick enough to bale yet. So like the field is kind of a pain to go detect in. Um, so I'll see if I can go detect around the uh, the house. I know I can, but I just I want to get I always ask the property owner first because they never have an issue with it, but you never know. Um, yeah, probably gonna go look for. I'm definitely gonna go look for that cave again. I There's a cave that was used for the fugitive slaves. Um, Possibly it's either filled in, but I definitely want to get a location on it. Like I think I saw it, and I think I know where I have to enter the woods to get into it. But definitely going back there. I'm excited to go find it, and probably find more places to metal detect because that stream's awesome. The stream's so much fun. Um, there's an island on the Kennedy Estates, a big island that I want to go look at. I found a point to actually get on the island that's pretty shallow. Um, so if the water's not freezing. That's one thing I don't know, like, because that like the water here is different than Maine. Like in the summertime, it's cold, but it's not freezing. Um, Here, it's just cold because it's the snow from I don't know. There's a mountain near me that like the snow is melting, and it just makes the stream cold or creek cold. Um, what kind of pinpointer do you have, random? I love my Garrett. I'm my Garrett pinpointer. I'm still learning how. I've had it for like 2 years, and I learned something new pretty much every month about it that I didn't know or I've forgotten. Um, I love my Garrett pinpointer. I love that thing. I love my metal detectors. My bounty hunters still love it. Um, Garrett, my ace, still love it, and they work. I because I still read the negative reviews because I love reading negative reviews, and like you just read about people and how they don't like the machine or this or that. It's like I don't know. You haven't really tried it. You haven't. You just turned it on and expected it to work. But yeah, I want to find more coins. I know I love finding relics, but I love finding coins too. Uh, Looking for different places to go before I leave metal detecting, and I found one or two, but I don't know if I have to get permission first. Um, Definitely want to get into the creek more. I haven't done a lot of creek detecting. Definitely want to. I'm definitely getting on that island. That island, depending on the weather tomorrow, I'm getting on that island. Um, what else? There's some other places. There's a freed slave cemetery that dates back to the early 1800s. I mean, around the Civil War-ish that I want to find here in Chambersburg, and it's close by. I think I have a location to it. Um, but every time I go there, I miss the road. I miss the road, and like today I went there, and it was on my way back from Carlisle. I was like, ah, and I saw the road, and I missed it, and I was like, well, I'm not turning around. Um, but yeah, I cannot wait. Cannot wait. This whole week supposed to be detecting or videos, making videos. Same thing with the next week. I just have to work on the Fridays, so we'll see how it goes. I would too. I Anything from that era. I love that era. I definitely want to find before I leave something from the Civil War. I'm in Pennsylvania and I haven't found anything from the Civil War yet. Um, every I found anything that's from the 1900s and up. I found anything before that. Haven't found it. Uh, except for the pewter silver tankard that I found. So I guess I can bucket list kind of filled. But yeah, I found all sorts of stuff. Mostly farming stuff, mostly farming equipment. Couple of pennies, couple of quarters, couple of nickels, all from this century though, or from the you know 1900s and above. But yeah, definitely would enjoy finding. I would. Oh man, if I found something from the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, I'd be so excited. Buckle, button, coins, bullets. I thought I found a three ringer that had been flattened out, or 50 cal, two of them that had been flattened out. I got all excited. I was super excited. And then someone was like, "Are they magnetic?" And I was like, "I don't know why." So I tried it, and they're magnetic, which means they weren't lead, which means they weren't from the Civil War. And I was like, "Oh man, that sucks." What about the War of 1812? Did you let us win that war? Oh wait, the Civil War. Never mind. That was a dumb comment. Whatever. Um, yeah, but trying to think what other stuff. Things I'm looking forward to finding in Maine is French and Indian stuff. Um, we had a lot of Revolutionary War stuff, but it's not like considered Revolutionary War. Um, War of 1812, definitely can find stuff from the War of 1812. Uh, See, in Maine, like especially Canada being so close, there's so many border disputes with different European countries that wanted Canada and wanted Maine to be a part of Canada that there's just so much stuff there. That can be found, and then of course the embargo forts, those that like beaches in general, like the Maine surrounded by beaches. I know because before, Maine wasn't a part of the civil. It was a part of the Civil War, but like it didn't have any major engagements. But there was like but that they did have a lot of muster sites, um, and a lot of soldiers from Maine like went to the Civil War and the Revolutionary War. A lot of Maine soldiers fought in both those wars, and every war. Like Mainers like to go to fight. They'd like to get away from Maine. Um, But yeah, there's a lot of sea history there too. Obviously, it's on the coast. Um, and I think even I've heard some pirate tales, pirate stories, and stuff like that. If you go to any of those like sea villages or sea cities, there's always pirate tales. There's always pirate ghost stories, and there's always treasure stories. It's awesome. I love it. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. I mean, it's probably already. I'm pretty sure if I was a president, I'd be detecting that area. I'd be like, "Yeah, I got this." I mean, I'm pretty sure one of our presidents has already done it. Oak Island. Like, I love to hate Oak Island. I love watching it, and I love to hate on it. Yeah, it's there's. I mean, I would love. Yeah, the rum running era would be fun to find. Um, there's like that's the thing. Like prohibition, like isn't really mentioned when it comes to Maine. Isn't really mentioned at all. But there's a lot of rum running and a lot of illegal trade, just in general, especially during the embargo area. Like there was a lot of illegal trade going. There's so much woods in Maine, and back then none of it was. I mean, it was inhabited, but there wasn't like there's no way to regulate what was coming in and what was coming out unless you were on the train. What's up, Chaos Battler? Um, but yeah, Maine history is it's so like there's it's not mentioned in anywhere but Maine really. Like no one talks about it except in Maine. Like even in Maine, like we learn about it in school, but like we learn little details. Um who Trying to think of the trader. I forgot. Revolutionary hero that was a trader. I did a video on it. A horrible memory if you couldn't tell. Um there was an exhibit at he went to go back. I forgot his name. Anyway, doesn't matter. Um, God, it's gonna bug me because I know it. I just can't remember it. Uh, yeah, Benedict Arnold. There we go. There we go. Benedict Arnold. I can't believe that took me so long to come to. Um, yeah, there's so much history. I would love to go. like if I like my big goal in life, like my I would love to do is to get like my own TV show and do a go up the Kennebec River, take the route that they took up the Kennebec River and metal detect and do little historical stuff with the expeditionary that Benedict Arnold took. But that probably will never happen, whatever. What's up, Park Rat Pat? Um, Park Rat Pat has he's been trying to get on my live stream, and for whatever reason, he's done it once or twice, but my live stream has always either kicked him off or he couldn't get on. So I'm glad he is here. We're talking about rum running in Maine and how like it's not really talked about, but it was huge. It was huge back in the day, back in Prohibition, even before Prohibition. Maine was the first state to prohibit alcohol, which is it's just funny to me because like Mainers like to drink. We love to drink. It's social. It's our culture. Maine drinking is culture. But like it like for Maine was the first state to prohibit alcohol and set forth rules and regulations for alcohol and the consumption of alcohol. Yeah, logging routes. Oh man, like Maine logging is so big. Um, all over. It still is for especially illegal. Anything illegal, just check the logging roads. Like I said, there's so much forest and just vast amounts of forest that it can't all be controlled. Like it can't be all regulated. I mean, there's game wardens out, and they're sneaky bastards. They're doing their job, but they're sneaky bastards. Um, Border patrol, a lot of border patrol up in that area, and which is a good thing. And they're out and about and they're doing their thing. Um, but yeah, lot of border patrol up there. Um, but yeah, you'd be surprised. Like even if you're not doing anything wrong, like the game wardens will just come up to you and talk to you. Like you're hunting and they'll check your license and check your gun and stuff like that. But if you're not doing anything wrong, they'll leave you alone. They'll talk to you, have a conversation, ask a couple questions, and that's about it. And Border Patrol, pretty much the same thing. Actually, Border Patrol won't even. I mean, they'll check your license plate, and that's about it. But unless you talk to them, they're not going to talk to you. They got things to do. I bet. Like the river, I've always like rivers or creeks, waterways, creek beds, waterbed or river streams. That's where I've always metal detected on the banks, or I mean, in like the woods and stuff. But so like I've never really detected in fields until I came to Pennsylvania. Um, Homesteads, a lot of homesteads in Maine. Like that's dangerous in Maine because you'll trip over them and be like, "Oh, there's a huge rock," and oh, I just hit my knee. Or you'll like there's old wells that aren't covered up, and it's just a hole in the ground. It's like especially in Maine because it like there's trees and it's thick, and you're not going to notice that stuff. So always got to watch out for that stuff. Maine also has a lot of old buggy trails that haven't been used, and you notice like you can see that they're buggy trails. It's overgrown in the trees, but you'll still see like the ruts. I love watching the UK stuff. UK stuff, they always find Roman coins, and it irks me, but like I enjoy it. Like I want to find like I wish I could someday I'll make it over to the UK and find a Roman coin. History, man. I'm doing good. We're talking about rum running, Maine, and Roman coins in the UK. Um, yeah, I'm still looking for that cave. Maybe we'll go search for that cave tomorrow. Actually, Ian sent me or is about sent me a machete. I could thank you, Ian. Like like I haven't forgotten about it. It's supposed to arrive tomorrow, and I'm so excited to go use it because it's so thick. It's so thick out there, like it is jungle thick, and tromping around in the woods, just like tripping over stuff, roots that I didn't see because it's just so thick. 35 Roman coins in 2.5 hours. So jealous. Green with envy. Someday I'll make it over to the UK. I love because Clooney's a Scottish name. My father's family's from Scotland. I'd love to go over to Scotland. Love to go see it. There's actually two Clooney castles. It's spelled differently. My last part of my name is spelled with an IE. It's in Scotland. It's spelled with a Y. Oh man, I'd love. There's also a Clooney Lock or Lock Clooney. Love to go see that sometime. I would love like because our Viking stuff because like there's rumors that like that the Vikings traveled on the coast down the coast and like possibly got to Maine, maybe or maybe not. But oh my god, I would lose it. I would lose it. Um, there's a couple of old settlements in Maine. I would love to find anything that like 1500s to early 1600s. Um, like there's so many like little battles that no one ever like I like to this day I'm finding out about the little border wars and battles and stuff that happened in the area in that whole area. All right, see you later. Happy hunting. But yeah, so excited to get back to Maine and do some detecting. Um, I mean, I knew a lot before I came here, but like I've learned more, especially about terrain and how different stuff sits in the terrain and how to look at maps and stuff like that. I knew how to look at maps, but I didn't know like how to look at them from a metal detecting perspective. Dude, someday I'll make it over to Europe. All right, someday. Yeah, gold hunting. I don't know about gold mines in Maine, but there's the Swift River. Apparently, is really good for prospecting. I know the. I actually watched a video. It was an older video, made a couple of years, probably about 10 years ago, more than a couple, about the Vikings coming into the mainland of Newfoundland, and they think they possibly found a settlement there. Might have been Newfoundland because I know they found a settlement in either Greenland or Newfoundland or Canada, some part of Canada. Um, but yeah, I would definitely. That'd be so much fun. I'd be so amazed to find some like Viking stuff in Maine or any old coins at all. I find anything old in Maine. Um, but yeah, I definitely once I leave because I made a whole bunch of contacts and networks here, networking that allows me to do some of the stuff that I do here. But I didn't have those networks when I was in Maine because I wasn't really focused on metal detecting. So when I get back, I'll have to talk to some people. Local. I'll start off with the local historical society. I know some people with old houses where they live. Live on old houses, but most of those are in. I live in Waterville, which is like the center of the state, and where those are is where my dad lives, which is Dixfield and Rumford area, which is like west, northwest, which is like a 3 hour drive. So I got to find some place closer. I would love to find some Native American stuff. There's a lot of it in Maine. You just got to know where to look. Um, there's a lot. There's a whole like like it was a nation, like it was a nation up there. Like there was tribes and stuff like that, and big into the trade. That's actually who the British and the French were either aligned with or fighting with. So there's a lot of British stuff up there too. Madison, Maine is a good person to talk to. He's been in Maine longer than I have, but he's also detected in Maine longer. And Madison, Maine, the actual like the town, there's so much like Native American history there in general. I actually read this is I read something about an Irish Catholic priest that came over on a homemade boat. He sailed from Ireland to the Americas and made it through America all the way to like the Southwest, to Arizona, to Mexico, or New Mexico, then Mexico. And I heard about it. I first heard about it when I lived in Tucson, and like it's a thing because he like I don't know. It's a weird Native American oral tradition history story that I was told. I was actually on an Indian reservation when I heard it, and when I first heard it, I was like 16 or 17. I was like, oh, that's cool. All right, tell the only white kid about a white guy that came over on a boat. But then I read about it years later, like 10 or 15 years later, and the story about this Irish priest coming over and not really exploring. He was he was getting away from Ireland or whatever, but I think it was like in the 1500s. But I don't know. It was a cool story, and it kind of like a story that has followed me. I don't think they ever smelted metal. They might have later when it was introduced to by Europeans, but I'm not sure. Maybe I don't know. Like the Tucson or the Arizona, the Pueblo Indians have been around. I'd have to check that out. I don't really know. Bucksport. There's so much history in Bucksport. Like it's been a seafaring town for ages. Captain Buck was the founding father. If you didn't catch my story about the witch trial that he had, um, yeah, amazing story. It's an amazing seafaring town. The local historians, like the local historians in Maine, are fascinating, and they'll tell you everything you need to know. Um, Chambersburg, not so much, but yeah, they see, like in Maine, if I find something, I can take to the local historian, and they love it. They eat it up, and they'll give me more information, give me more details about different places to go. That it doesn't happen here in Chambersburg. It does. I don't know if this is true or not. So I'll explain the story. I won't go in depth. So Captain Buck, there's two stories to the Captain Buck story. The one that you tell the Flatlanders or the people coming to see the stone. It was he accused a witch of being a witch, or a female of being a witch, and they burned her at the stake, and her leg rolled out before she died, or hung her, or something like that. But her leg, her boot, there's a boot print on the headstone. The second one is that um, he accused her of being a witch because he got her pregnant, and she was gonna call him out. But that's the one you find in the local bars. Um, but yeah, there's either way. On his headstone. There's a boot shaped watermark on the headstone, and I mean, they used to. I think that from what I heard, they used to have competitions to see who could remove the mark, and it still shows up. But yeah, Bucksport is an old town, and I'd love to go detecting there. Fort Knox. If you ever visit Maine, it's a fort, and it looks opposing. It looks like I mean, there's history there, but it's not like there's no actual battles that have been fought there. It looks like there should have been, but other than that, there's nothing like there's no battles that are attached to it. That's how most of the forts in Maine. Um, Pemaquid Point, a lot of old history, lot of old history. And there was a fort there at one time. I think it's Pemaquid Point. Um, it's just gorgeous there anyway, but like there's a lot of history there. Yeah, but the boot on the it's real. It is like no, and pictures show it, and sometimes you can see it, sometimes you can't. But like you go there, and it's there. No matter like there's no you can't deny it. I don't know how it got there. I don't know how it like, but it's there. Um, what other main? There's so many crazy like ghost stories and tales in Maine, like the lighthouses. Even though it's the same story, like there's 60 to 100 lighthouses in Maine just on the coast alone, and they're all gorgeous, but they're all creepily haunted, and it's all the same ghost story. One of the family members goes crazy and kills the rest of the family, or there's one where a guy went crazy and shot a sheriff or a deputy or something like that. But yeah, Maine's filled with creepy ghost stories. It's a beautiful state. There's just a lot of creepy ghost stories, which just makes it fun. Which makes telling campfire ghost stories are I love them. I love the paranormal stuff. Um, which my the video I had today, I thought like I it's not paranormal, but there's a guardhouse part where they kept prisoners and stuff. So like it's narrow, it's very narrow. And like I went down the stairs, I almost tripped down the stairs. And there's one of the cells you like the window is open so you can see in it. So I turn it and there's a mannequin there and it scared the ever living crap out of me. Like I don't know, I don't think you can see it on the camera. I say it's like it jumped me, but it like scared the crap out of me. Um yeah, it was interesting. And I just like it's just a weird feeling in that part. The rest of it's like the rest of the part of the building is open and it's nice and it's well lit, but that part is just dank and not really dank, but like there's a creepy feeling to it. I don't. That's the only part I didn't like about it. All right, and I'll talk to you later. But yeah, that mannequin scared the crap out of me because it's so like you can't see like once you turn you can't see inside until you're right there. Yeah, that mannequin just jumped me. It scared the crap out of me. Um, but it's just a weird like that part of the building was just odd. I just got an odd feeling. I started to get a headache. And I'm not claustrophobic. I don't get claustrophobic. It just like I just had a weird feeling. Like I had to leave and I left. But yeah, it was a fun day. I had a fun time at the Haitian Ammo Magazine. I love the mercenary the German mercenary stories and I like ever since I read Sleepy Hollow, like I've been obsessed with the Haitian military or Haitian mercenaries. I've read it a long time ago. I love that stuff. I love Sleepy Hollow. It was a good book. But yeah. Um so I definitely want to go tomorrow. Definitely gonna go look for the freed slave cemetery because I love going through cemeteries. I love going through old cemeteries. They're creepy, but not just because they're creepy. That's a part of history like a lot of people don't know about, especially in Pennsylvania. Is even though like it was considered a freed slave state, it really wasn't because it was on the Mason Dixon line. Um, it's like they called it Little Africa. It was filled with free slaves. I forgot. I think it's near Mechanicsburg. Uh, yeah, Mechanicsburg, and then there was one by Catalina. or not Catalina, that's in Arizona. Caledonia State Park, which is like right in between Chambersburg and Gettysburg. Actually, I did know that. I knew that because like when on my second deployment, there's two Ethiopians, and they would tell me like random knowledge, Ethiopian knowledge, um, from their country, and they worked at like the store, and then you go up to them like on post on base in Iraq. They worked at the PX or the exchange, and so I would go to buy something, and they would like randomly spout Ethiopian facts, which is cool. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I had a conversation with them, but like every time, and that actually came up. Um, but yeah, I love history and I love facts and knowledge, historical knowledge. In fact, I think I'd love to retire early and just do history stuff, or go to school for some just history, like get a degree in history or archaeology or something like that. Not use it for anything, but like just get a degree. All right, I got to go to the gym. Same gym I got kicked. I didn't get like I got kicked out. I didn't get cut off. But all right, I'll talk to y'all later. Hopefully tomorrow I'll do another live one. Hopefully I'll do more than one video tomorrow. But it was all good talking to y'all. Um, y'all have a good night. Mainly dig out.